This is a shakedown.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to a different night this week, to a special Wednesday night edition of the Attacking Third on the It's a Rap Sports Network. I am Steve. You can catch me, Soldier Steve 247 on X, and Steve Fuentes on all various social medias. And we're here to talk some Union. Union have made some moves, made a move, and I guess some moves, moving some money around, trading some positions and stuff like that. To acquire, I'm gonna probably butcher his last name, Milan Ilowski, an American from I believe California area, played at UCLA. They lock him up, forward, a striker who can also play the attacking midfield. So that's good news. That's exciting. Instantly, I started seeing all the what his stats were for the 10 games that he was playing for San Diego. That's who he was on. He was part of their franchise expansion club for the first time for their first year, and they're doing well. They're up there. They're in contention over there in the West. But he only played 14 games for them before he parted ways with San Diego and was able to get his contract terminated with them. Went back over, I forget where. He was overseas playing somewhere, and the Union pounced on him. 10 goals in 14 games for San Diego, and he had 4 goals in 12 minutes versus Vancouver, who is another top team in the West. Earlier on in the season, I think it was back in June, I believe. I think it was the Sunday night game, June 15th, I believe. Primetime game. On Sunday. He 4 goals in 12 minutes coming off the bench. So good stuff, wild stuff. Let's see, we got some comments coming in. Joe saying, "What's up, everyone? What's going on?" Joe, glad to see you. And we got games. We got some action going on. It's not a bye week, essentially, for everyone who's not in Leagues Cup. So yeah. So we'll be able to get our picks in later on in the show when we go around the MLS. Love the move. He will help the Union in a big way. Yeah, Joe, he is going to help this. He is, as Tanner, the sporting director for the Union, said, he's dynamic. He's got instinctive goal. He's an instinctive goal scorer who thrives in the attacking transition. So you pair him with someone, Joe, like Ty Baribo, who their games mirror each other very much, so just know how to score. They're just those sort of players, right? Who know how to put the ball behind the net. And so for them to be able to have him at the price, they're going to pay him a little bit. They have him locked up until through the 2027 season with the option for the 2028 season. So that's good. You're going to get, I personally think that this move now, and I've been reading a lot of people on social media think this as well. They're saying, this is a sign that Uwa is going to be on his way out. possibly not in this transfer window, not this summer, but more so. Um, you're just not going to renew his contract when it's up at the end of the season. I think that money is going to go to Baribo, rightfully so, and you could have what it does for you is you have Bruno now for this season. You have Bruno Damiani, you have Ty Baribo, you have Ua, and now you're going to have Milan Iloski. That's fun to say, even though he's American. I gave him a Russian accent kind of there, but I fully expect him to be available, probably off the bench this Saturday versus Toronto. So he's 26 years old, 14 appearances with San Diego this season, 3 starts, 10 goals, 1 assist. And then, like I was talking about, he had that 4-goal and 12-minute stretch versus Vancouver, who is sitting where they at. I'm pretty sure they're sitting in first in the West. Let's take a look here because the Union are. Where's the table? Here we go. San Diego's in first, Vancouver's in second. So yeah, so Vancouver's been up there at the top of the board in the West all season. So whenever they played each other back, it was a huge, huge game. It was a big battle. Um, so to be able to perform like that versus a team like that, in a stretch, 12 minutes, 4 goals, 12 minutes. I think that was a MLS record too for the fastest 4 goals scored game in MLS history. So he's somebody who, we complain about, and I'm one of them. Raise my hand. I complain about Bruno Damiani not being able to find the back in the net with all the opportunities he gets. Right, he has great looks. Some of them are just incredible saves, but some of them are just off the mark. And he was brought here to literally score goals with um with Bariba. So what you get with Milan is he's going to take advantage of all his opportunities. He's already shown it this season with San Diego. So I'm not quite sure when he left San Diego. I want to say sometime in June. So he hasn't been in MLS for what? Let's say the middle of June, all July, and now he's returned back here with the Philadelphia Union in the month of August in a huge push, right? So what he's going to be able to do is they lock up depth in a position that they need it, because you can't have Chris Donovan being your second striker off the bench for you. Yes, he scored a goal. We'll get into the match, to the friendly versus who was it? The Frankfurt team in Trent, Frankfurt. We'll get into the friendly. So Donovan scored. Yeah, so what? He almost missed a wide open net, but still, no, I'm just kidding. No, it was a good goal. Good for him to get that confidence. Gonna need it. You don't know when he's gonna be called upon, right? Knock on wood. So, but this gives the Union depth at striker, at forward, and maybe even for Indy in the attacking midfield. If that happens with the transfer window in the off season, does the Union get money? Because Uar would be, his contract is up at the end of the season, Joe. So he would just essentially be a free agent. He'd be good to he wouldn't Union wouldn't be getting nothing. Um, I am in the hope. I am in the vote the team of hopefully he stays this season, rides the contract out, because what they got going on is something special this season. Whether it's to stay and see for the Supporter Shield, for a U.S. Open Cup trophy, for a MLS Cup. He's going to be a vital piece the way he's playing. So I hope they don't ship him this summer during the window. I hope that they maybe go make one more move for a bench center back, get some depth there, um, and go from there and ride this team out, ride this out. This is going to be good. It's a great move. But I think the writing on the wall is there for Uwa. Joe, what number is 32? 32. I saw a post, I think yesterday. Might have been yesterday or early this morning. It's been a long day. I've been up early since like 3:30 this morning. So I can't remember if it was yesterday or or early this morning that I saw. But he's in we were in 32. So so good news there. Good news in there's a lot of teams making moves for these big names. LAFC made a big move. Vancouver made a big move with the Thomas Mueller. Miami made another move. FC Dallas, it seems like Lucha Acosta, he's getting ready to leave Dallas. He's going to a team overseas somewhere. Um, players are coming after players for the Crew. So, it's good to see for the MLS. It's really good to see for the MLS. So, but you look at this final stretch of games. We keep talking about it. We talked about it last week. Um, two home games, two away games. One of those games is the U.S. Open Cup game against the Red Bulls. So you got two matches against the Red Bulls. You got a match against Toronto and a match against. You get to welcome Elliott back to Subaru Park on August 23rd. So before you go into a little 2-game away gauntlet of Cincinnati and Vancouver. So I am hoping that this move is a move that just shows that Tanner, what Carnell has been able to do with those guys, the culture that he's created, right? The winning culture, winning mindset. I saw a video of Bedoya on the United States men's national team, I believe it was, on their Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He's talking about how he's hungry. He wants, he came back this season for this, and he's hungry for a trophy. He was talking about the Open Cup. He really wants that. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I think it's a good signing. I think we're going to see results fast with him, especially within the month of August. I think his impact. Can you imagine? He had 4 goals against. He had 4 goals against Vancouver when he played with San Diego earlier on in the season, and now he's going to go against Vancouver later on. Imagine what he could do, and that was just in 12 minutes. He's probably going to get a lot more minutes, obviously, against Vancouver in September. So that would be wild. That would be wild. Colin, my brother, what's going on, my man? What's going on? Talking. How do you feel about the signing? How do you feel about Milan Ilowski? I know we've been texting back and forth and talking about the different moves and everything, but we haven't really got a chance to discuss it in depth. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts on the writing on the wall for Uwa? If you think he stays this summer and rides the contract out, or if they ship him off somewhere this summer. So tell me, what do you think? What do you think, brother? You think Joe? You think Elliott will get a standing ovation? Yeah, I think he'll get it when he comes out for warm-ups. I think he'll get a nice little announcement over the loudspeaker. Um, I feel like there'll be more people willing to hold back their sucks during the away team lineup uh starting lineup announcement. I'm sure they'll hold off. There'll still be plenty of people who holler sucks. I will be one of those people. Um but yeah, you give him a standing ovation, you give him his dues during warm-ups and everything, but once that whistle goes and that clock starts, hey, you don't wear the blue and gold no more. So I appreciate what you did, but I also remember complaining about him a lot last season. So and I am very happy with his replacement. And his replacement was it was supposed to be Glavinovich. I believe that was the plan, but Marcana has stepped in and has filled his shoes tremendously, way better than any of us could have imagined. So, stay innovation for the game. Once the game starts, it's on. Colin, mixed feelings, bro. It seems like it's the final days of UA. Big UA supporter at Eric Ave, you know this. But love the depth at striker. Now with 4 top quality goal scorer or quality scorers, good rotation. And that's what we were talking about. What I was talking about earlier is you get that rotation of, if you see a Baribo and a Milan start later on in the season, you're going to get Ua and Damiani coming off the bench, right? And vice versa. You have what Carnell's been able to do with the starting lineup this season. He can get real creative with it. I've seen people talk about Milan being able to be versatile and play in the midfield. So, he's willing to play defense. So, what you have with a guy like that, I've seen people compare his offensive skills to Carranza, right? So imagine if you can get a Carranza offensive mindset in a guy who's willing to play defense. Holy crap, right? Um, so it, this is a fairly big signing. I feel like in one of those, a typical Union signing where they saw an opportunity at a player who wants to prove themselves. You got him for 2 to 3 seasons, low risk, high reward for sure, where you've seen the results. And it's not like he has to adjust to MLS play from coming from overseas, um, or adjusting from playing up from the Union 2 or from the USL league. I mean, he's got 10, 14 matches under his belt, 3 starts, 10 goals, and an assist. So, I mean, the guy should be able to. I expect to see him come off the bench on on Saturday for sure and be that spark. I think he could be that. Could he? Here's a question for you guys, for everyone that's watching. Could this be the signing that gets them over the hump versus the Nashvilles, versus the Miamis, versus the Columbus, versus the Crew? Is this going to be the signing that gets them over the other top 4 teams in the East? Because it's been draw or loss versus those clubs. Is this the signing that does it? Possibly. Is a goal scorer who's willing to defend and knows how to find the back of the net? It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. But enough of the signing, because that's been plenty talked about. They had this friendly, but if you want to keep commenting on it, keep commenting on it. The friendly Saturday. Hold on a second. Cheers to everyone who's watching. Carnell rolled out a a fairly strong lineup considering what wasn't at stake. I don't know if he didn't want to give the guys that much of a bye weeks. If they were playing in Leagues Cup, they wouldn't. Um, if they were, that's what's in the cup. That's what's in the cup. Um, if they would have been playing in Leagues Cup, this would have been the lineup that he put out, that Carnell put out. So happy to see he gave them a run. He gave them some run. You had Blake, who was the captain, Kai and Harriel on the left, Glesnes and Frankie on the right. And then in the middle, you had Bueno, Danley, and Quinney and Indy. And then you had Damiani and Ua up top for the forward. So you had a good representation of what Carnell wanted to do. But within, I didn't watch this game live. I had to go back and watch it afterwards. They scored within 3 minutes off of a corner kick. So they kind of gave the Union a little taste of their own medicine there. We talk about the Union. Ooh, here we go. We talk about the Union and how good they are with their set pieces, how many corners and how many chances they get. And you got Kai, my guy, right here. Boom. There he is. You got Kai, who is the best in MLS at set pieces, corners. Hell, they got a drink named after the Kai Tai. We get free chicken for as much as it's happened this season. It's wild. Who doesn't love free chicken? So, but they kind of gave them a taste of their own medicine, and that kind of was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, how quick it was, and I'm sure the Union they were playing little. They had to turn down, energy wise. I'm sure until that happened. Blake had some big saves. Colin, love that Carnell put his starting lineup out. Keep the momentum going and don't let up. Yeah, and that's I hate to even bring him up all the time, but Curtin, how much, how long were we frustrated with some of the guys in the starting lineup constantly? Is like they were sharpied in, you know. So Carnell to put a lineup out like this in a meaningless game to at least give the guys some run. I like it. I like it. What I didn't like is that goal they gave up 3 minutes in. But then later on in the 41st minute, 42nd minute around, Kai, we just talked about him, the set piece off of a corner kick. We've seen the video all over Union social media. It was beautiful. Kai to Damiani. So exactly what I was complaining about earlier on, what Bruno isn't doing is finding the back of the net. He was able to do just that. Now I need him to do that in games that aren't just friendlies, that mean something. So go out there and continue that. So they were able to get the equalizer right before halftime. And then second half, it was like a full rotation of players. It was like it was like when you were a little kid, if you played sports, no matter what, at halftime or at the end of the quarter, everyone switched, and then a new group of people came in. That's what it felt like. Joe, I think the Union move. I think with the Union move, this helps them. Helps with the championship. Yeah, I think it helps with at least something when it comes to one of these trophies, one of these cups, one of these pieces of hardware. It's definitely a step in the right direction for sure. That's what you want. So I agree. I agree. As long as they keep Uwa for at least this year, for the rest of this season. But what Andrew Rick came in, Makana came in, and Bizer came in, Bedoya came in, Lukic came in, Raffanella came in, Donovan came in. And then with like 10 minutes left, the rest of the bench came in for guys. I think I got subbed off, then Bueno got subbed off, Frankie got subbed off, Harry, all those guys. Bedoya had a chance at goal instantly when he got in. But then Frankfurt took the lead off a pretty nice counterattack sometime in the 65th minute, around that time. And then I talked about it before. Donovan got the goal. Sorry, Colin. No, you don't want to hear it, but I got to bring it up because I got to give him his props, even though I hated it. I thought it was a nice goal. He almost missed it. He still almost missed it. But damn, sometimes you just got to see the ball go in the back of the net sometimes. So, yeah. What was that? He had a nice run. He had a nice run with it. He was a wide open space. He's fast as hell. So I will give him that. He is fast as hell. We knew that already. But hey, again, this game doesn't count. So you would have wished both of these goals could happen against Toronto, against Red Bull, Chicago, later on. We'll see. We'll see. But at game ended a 2-2 draw, as a friendly should. As a friendly should. So, Ricky, what's going on? I am not Pat. I am not Pat. I am Steve. But Matt, I do believe he said he is going tonight. He is going tonight. I think I heard him say that on the Fighting's final. Yeah, he should be following me up at 10 o'clock. And while you're speaking of the final word with Matty B, Thursday through Sunday through Thursday. Sorry, I had my days back mixed up. But 10 o'clock or after the Fighting's final, whichever it is. And then, of course, every Thursday, unless Eagles are on, we'll have the attack in third. Pat will be back with me before the end of the season for sure. The wraparound every Friday. I believe Mike is running it this Friday at 10:30. Closing out the week that was in Philadelphia sports, bringing you into the weekend. I believe Mike's got a Penn State show too. Coming soon, I hope. And then Sundays at 9 a.m. What do they say? Your Sunday mornings will never be the same with Pat, Mike, and Big Al behind the mic or behind the ones and twos. And then it'll be the return of Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn and Matty B. Season 6 premiere Thursday, August 28th. I believe they do that every Thursday, 7 p.m. Talking everything Eagles, getting you ready for the week. And this one, obviously, will be getting you ready for the kickoff. And speaking of, we got the Eagles, the Birds Fly By, preseason week 1 tomorrow night. That is why I'm doing the attack and third tonight. I will be on majority of the Birds Fly By post-game shows this season. So make sure you guys tune in. Get to watch some Eagles backups versus some Bengals starters, I believe is what I'm reading. And then, of course, you got the Fighting's final. Got the Fighting's final for this week. Matchup off tomorrow. Just lost to the Orioles. Couldn't get the sweep. God damn it. Friday, I believe Friday and Saturday. Um, you got Friday, you got Big Al, and then Saturday you got Mike. Sunday you got Pat. All right, so yeah, so that's the lineup, and yes, uh, Ricky, that's Steve. Hey, Steve, yeah, Ricky. Ricky, where's the Ricky is watching posts? Where's that one at? We almost always get that one. But yeah, Matt will be on, Ricky. Matt will be on. So yeah, so let's do what we do every week. One of our favorites. Let's go around the MLS and do our predictions of the games. Let me get my folder here so I can write these bad boys down. All right. So we'll save our prediction for Philly and Toronto at the end. There it is. There it is. There it is, Ricky. Um and appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you for tuning in. Montreal and Atlanta, both of them coming off losses, back-to-back losses actually. But Montreal kind of got some momentum. They got that win in Leagues Cup. I'm gonna go with Montreal in this one. I think they get the win over Atlanta. Um, and you guys, if you wanted to vote, give me who you think is going to win each game. Just comment. New England and DC United, two teams that just suck. If this was a football game, this would be played on Thursday. Um, give me New England. They just got Turner back after a long hiatus. They got Turner back in goal. So I'm going to go with New England getting the win. Joe says Montreal. Got you down for Montreal. Oh, Joe with the upset. DC with the upset. All right. Who's home? I think DC. No, DC's away. So this one's in New England. So um, next up, NYCFC versus Columbus. NYCFC definitely they're sitting in eighth place. So one of those teams that is looking for some momentum to get into a better playoff positioning or to hold on to playoff positioning. They're sitting at 38 points, right behind Charlotte, 3 points behind sixth place Orlando. But you got Chicago breathing down their necks at 35 points. So I'm going to go with a draw here. I'm going to go with a draw. NYCFC at home getting the draw versus Columbus, which would be huge um, for the Union. What do we got? We got Ricky. Go Montreal. All right. I'll put you down for a Montreal win, Ricky. Columbus win for Joe. I like it. I'm trying to think of the Union here. Okay, Joe. Trying to think of the Union here with this draw there. Next up, the 8:30 slate of games. Austin versus Houston. So a Texas showdown. Austin back-to-back wins since hosting the All-Star break. I'm going to go with Austin. I think they continue the good vibes. Austin gets the win over Houston. Then you got Chicago versus LAFC. LAFC. I wonder if you're going to get the debut of Hung Min. I think I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. It's what we do here. We pronounce last names wrong. Um, so it'd be interesting to see if he is playing. I would imagine so. Um, so That'll be a good one. I'm going to go with LAFC getting the win over Chicago. Let's see what we got. Austin and Houston draw. All right. All right. Draw. Euro Cherry, what's going on? I assume most people here on Facebook. Yeah, I don't really have any guesses, to be honest. Oh, it's all good. It's all crapshoot. We're all just taking good guesses here. Um, Ricky's going with Columbus. All right. And Joe, Chicago Fire win. All right. Next up, Dallas and Portland. Dallas is just a crumbling sports town. I'm going Portland. They're riding a three match win streak. Give me Portland. Portland over Dallas. And then St. Louis, Nashville. Both teams coming off of losses. St. Louis, I just don't think has the ability to keep up with Nashville. Give me Nashville. Joe got a Portland win. All right, I got you down, Portland. So we have Montreal and Portland as our only. We almost always have the same, and now we don't. Now we don't. All right. Ricky goes Chicago. Got you down for Chicago, Ricky. Joe, Nashville. See, there we go. Nashville. All right. Next up, Kansas City, San Diego. San Diego, believe they got the win in Leagues Cup. Former Union player David Vasquez got an assist. So he just got loaned out over there a few maybe 2 weeks ago. So he's already making an impact, and that's probably what was best for him. Be able to get into his position, to be able to shine and showcase himself. And I think that's it's good for him. That's good for him. And I'm gonna go with San Diego. That game's on FS1, so that's gonna be a good one. You got two. Let's see where they are at. Oh no, Kansas City, they're down there. I thought they were higher up on the board. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with San Diego. I see there. Joe going with San Diego, and Ricky's got Nashville. Gotcha, Ricky. Yeah, I'm with you on San Diego. And then the nightcap, the late game, San Jose, miserable, horrible San Jose versus Vancouver. Maybe I stay up and watch this one to be able to see if Thomas Mueller comes in, but I think Vancouver beats San Jose's, but I think they kick their ass. Sunday we got some action. Sunday there's some matches. Um, Joe, Vancouver wins. All right, there we go. Sunday, Cincinnati and Charlotte. That could be a good one. Charlotte's another one of those teams trying to get a better playoff positioning. But what Evander and those guys are doing over there, give me Cincy. I can't wait for that matchup, August 30th versus Cincinnati. That's going to be a good one. Minnesota, Colorado. Colorado just traded, and this is a fun fact. Here we go. Colorado just traded, what's his name? How do you pronounce it? Mihalovic. They're 10 to Toronto. And the last team that the Union played was Colorado. So they saw him on July 26th for Colorado, and now they're going to see him August 9th for Toronto. So pretty interesting. But I think but I think Minnesota gets the win. What we got here? What's Joe got? Joe has Cincinnati. Ricky has San Diego. Ricky, I got you down. San Diego. Cincy for Joe. And then Joe's got Minnesota. Nice. See, on Sunday, we're pretty aligned for Sunday's game, Joe, so far. Red Bulls, Salt Lake. I hate to say it, but I think the Red Bulls get the win. I hate that their drinks are so good. Orlando, Miami, showdown of the state of Florida. This should be a good one. I wonder what they call this matchup. I gotta look it up. I know they call it something. But this should actually be a good one. Both teams coming off back-to-back wins. So I wonder if Messi's going to play. That kind of dictates a lot. Give me Orlando. Orlando with the, I would say, upset win over Miami. And then the final game, a classic, Galaxy versus Seattle. I'm going to roll with Seattle. And then that does it. That does it for around the league. Let's see who. Joe with Real Salt Lake getting the win. All right, I got you down. Then he's got Miami. And Ricky's got Minnesota. Love it. That means that Colorado's going to win because all three of us have Minnesota across the board. And Joe has Seattle. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, we'll take a look at those next week, next Thursday. The Eagles don't play next Thursday. Yeah, so we will be back next Thursday at our regular time. Want to thank everyone who's watching and for your comments, Joe and Ricky, Colin, and what was the name? Here we go. Euro Cherry, thank you for your comment and for tuning in. The Union got Toronto coming into town this Saturday. They played back in May 28th, right after the home game to Miami, where Miami was able to come back and draw. You thought they were going to win, and then they traveled to Toronto where they haven't won, and I forgot how many matches or so. I want to say it was 7 trips to Toronto. That was snapped. So here we are. I believe it was 2-1. Wagner got a goal late in that match to get the lead and to get the win. I believe that was late in that game. Let me go back. And check this out. When was that game? It was May. Where are we at? Toronto. Yeah, 2-1. I had it right. 2-1. And Wagner got a goal in the 92nd minute to win the game. So yeah. So that was another one of their late match heroics. And I think this week we're getting there, Joe. We're getting there. I was setting the stage. But yeah, no, we're here. We are at that moment of the show. Time for the Union Toronto picks. And I'm going to go with, I think this is the game where they just blow the bricks off of Toronto. Whoever was going to be here at this moment in this game, after a little bit of a break, you had a friendly, unless it was like a top team in the West or East at this moment. But I think this is that game where they go out and win like 5-1. I think the energy is riding high. You got just about everyone available, from injuries or from being away for international call-ups or whatever it may be. Um, I think this is that 5-1 win that they have. And I'm looking forward to it. What's Joe got? Joe's got 3-0. So yeah, see, you're kind of with me when it comes to that. You feel like this is that game that they're going to be able to let loose at home, showcase what this final, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 games are going to be. I got it down at the bottom. They're on the road to be the first to 60 points now. Go Toronto. Come on, Ricky. What's going on? Go Toronto. Ricky, where are you from? Where are you from, Ricky? Are you from Canada? I gotta write that down, Ricky. I'm gonna write that down. Toronto. Wow. I respect it. I respect it. Um, but yeah, I think this match sets the tone for the road to the playoffs. Um, and I'm excited to see the new addition. It should be good. It should be good. So I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure that you guys are tuning in to all the shows I previewed before here on It's a Wrap Sports Network. Matty B should be here in about 10 minutes. So go ahead and refill your drinks and get yourself ready to be talking about that horrible Phillies loss. Couldn't get the sweep, right? Typical. They reverted back to their own selves. But yeah, Matty B will talk all about that. So with that said, I'm out. Doop.